To thanks this morning on Today's Money. It's called home staging, and it involves the simple things a seller can do to get the most for their house. It may be especially important in today's real estate market. Barb Schwarz is the author of Home Staging, the winning way to sell your house for more money. Rich Borchert is selling his house in Hazlet, Michigan. And Rich, tell me why you're selling your house and how long you've been trying to market it.
Well, I put it on the market May 1st, and I would really like to go from a 3-bathroom to a 2-bathroom place, but no, I'd like to downsize. I need to downsize.
You'd like to downsize, and I think Barb wants to help you move it by something called home staging. Barb, briefly explain to me what home staging is.
Home staging is preparing your home for sale with the budget that you have and the time frame you have to get top dollar and to sell quicker.
And I think that it's important we should note from the beginning, you're not talking about going out and spending a lot of money and buying a lot of new things. Let's walk through some of the steps to home staging. The first one is, you say, stand in the doorway. What is that about?
Right, Lester. It's not about the money. People have wonderful things, and so what we're going to do is stand in the doorway. If we can't get the buyer in each room, they're not going to buy the house. So we stand in the doorway to see it from where the buyer would see it. The second step then is to make a plan for each room, and what is the staging point of the room? A bedroom would obviously be the bed. A dining room would be the dining room table, and where people use their dining room like an office, they should put it back to being a dining room.
You also want to you want to declutter, and you want to decide what furniture goes, what furniture stays. That's all part of this as well.
Exactly. You want to de-accessorize. People have too much stuff when they come on the market, and the way you've lived in your home and the way we market and sell your house are two different things. So we're going to take all the pictures down, the mirrors, take all the lamps out, and we make kind of a shopping center with your own things, Rich, right here in the property. And then what we're going to do is decide what furniture goes, and maybe we'll put some things in another room. What furniture stays, then we're going to arrange the furniture that stays, and then, Lester, what we do is we re-accessorize and we fine-tune.
All right, let's talk specifically about Rich's house, and I think we want to take first an exterior shot. And what do you note when you look at the outside of this house?
Well, we're going to add some color. It's all green, which is great, but we're going to want to add some flowers. We're also going to trim some of the shrubs so they're more rounded and even, and believe it or not, we're going to make up 2 fake trees that will be with greenery we cut from the backyard, because it isn't about spending, as I said. So the front is going to look a little different tomorrow. Yeah,
you're talking curb appeal. Let's go inside now and take a look at the living room, and what we'll see in there, I understand, is a lot of stuff on the wall here. Is this a room that is right for decluttering?
You got it. We're going to take down all the little pictures, all the little tchotchkes, we call them, and we're going to change the furniture arrangement too, Lester, so that we have a better flow to sell the room.
Let's go inside the kitchen. Obviously, that's a huge selling point for a lot of people. And let's look at Rich's kitchen. There's a lot of stuff there, but this looks, I have to tell you, like a pretty neat and tidy kitchen. What would you do differently here?
Well, Rich has a very clean home. There's just a lot of individual things out, and we're going to group them into vignettes. So we're going to put about 3/4 of them away, and that'll save him packing time later. And meanwhile, you'll see that we want to sell the counters, not his things.
All right, let's take a look inside the dining room briefly. Plants, good, bad, more plants, fewer plants?
Well, we have too many plants, and you always want to stand in the doorway, as I said, and say, where does the eye go? So there's just so much greenery, which is good, but we're going to group it. It's too scattered.
All right, and lastly, let's take a look at the bedroom, the master bedroom, and the bathroom here. What's your master plan for these rooms?
Well, the master plan, good question, is we're going to flip the bed over to the other side of the room. You want to see the bed from the doorway as you look into the room. Right now, it's on the back wall, so we don't see the bed. We're going to flip the dressers to the other side, take the tall dresser out probably, and then have the bed be the real staging point from the doorway.
And briefly, we're almost out of time. How much quicker do you think a place will sell if someone goes through these kinds of steps?
Well, right now, the statistics that we gather at stagehomes.com, 6 days for selling time on the market versus right now it's running about 48 days nationally. And then the average seller is getting anywhere from 6%, even as high in some markets, to 20%. And the key is, as a market slows, it'll sell quicker and for more money.
Right.
And as the market's hot, it'll sell for even more.
Well, Barb, I'm anxious to see what you do. Rich, thanks for letting us come in and take a look at your home. And I'm sure you're anxious to see what's going to happen as as well. And we're going to let you go ahead and do the home staging and let the team get to work. We'll check back in with you both tomorrow to see how Rich's home turned out. Thanks for now. Hoda, thanks very much. This morning in Today's Money, the end result of staging a home, the simple things you can do to sell your home for more money. On Saturday, we showed you a home in Haslett, Michigan that's been on the market for about 6 weeks. We brought in home staging expert Barb Schwarz and her team to work their magic. And after about 4 hours, they were able to freshen up most of Rich Borchart's home. And Barb, the author of Home Staging, The Winning Way to Sell Your House for More Money, joins us again along with Rich. And good morning to you. Thanks for being with us again.
Good
morning, Lester. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. That was quite a team you brought into the house. But just recap, before we look at what you did, recap why it's so important to stage your home before you put it on the market.
Well, as accredited staging professionals, we call ourselves ASPs, we know it's really important that the way you live in your home and the way we market and sell your house are two different things. And you know, when you think about an investment in your property, which is your #1 investment in life usually, the investment in staging your home is less than a price reduction on your home.
Let's talk about what you did at Rich's home. I mean, just from the get-go, you looked at the outside of the house and said something's got to change here to increase the curb appeal. Show me what you did.
Well, we added color. Color's really important. Just like my red jacket adds color to my dress, the geraniums add color to the yard. We trimmed the plants. We trimmed the sidewalk as we walk up to the front door. We added some color by the front door with the beautiful pot of flowers. We put a wreath on the door, which we made out of clippings from the yard. We just stuck them into the wreath. And then as we go on the inside, we're going to meet our seller. And he hasn't seen this yet, Lester.
Yeah, take me inside, because I think we're going to see the living room first. And let's get Rich's reaction first at his restaged home. Rich, where are you?
Rich is right here.
Yeah, come on out and take a look.
Shut, right? You've got your eyes shut. Okay. I've got your hand. Okay. And this is real because he has not seen this yet.
And we should point out, you didn't buy anything. This is all his stuff that you moved around.
No, this was with no money. All right, open your eyes.
Oh, my goodness.
This is your first time to see it. What do you think?
Beautiful.
Do you like it? Do you like what the ASP says?
All right, let's take a look at the before and after of the living room, Barb, and tell us what you did. There's the before shot. There was a lot more furniture going on there.
There really was, and we reduced the furniture down to about half the furniture. It allows us to sell the space because we're not interested in selling the furniture. We want to sell the space in your house. Also, what we did was to remove a lot of the little pictures on the wall because, Lester, they eat up the equity. Clutter eats equity. And one of the key things I want to show you, which is so easy to do, is we took the picture out, put a piece of tissue in the frame, and actually clipped leaves from the backyard. Our ASPs made that beautiful, natural setting. Isn't that great?
That's great. And before we go in the dining room, I want to take a quick look at the master bedroom. When we spoke yesterday, you were talking about perhaps moving the placement of the bed. There's the before shot. Show us what you did.
Well, I'll tell you, we really know that as you come into the room, you want to feature what the room's about, and it is the bed. So you're absolutely right. We flipped the bed to the opposite side. We put the furniture where the bed was, and look at the headboard. We made a headboard out of a quilt, a throw that would go on a chair. It looks fabulous. And so, again, we took the clutter off the walls. Now we can sell the space, and the room is twice as big in looks.
All right, now let's take a look at that dining room / kitchen area. You were concerned about some clutter going on in there, and once again, you didn't buy anything. You used simply what was in the home. There's the before shot. So show us where we ended up.
Well, you know, the dining room, we took the top of the buffet off the dining room. It really made the room closed in. And there was a huge wooden table here. Nice for living, but not for selling. So I traded that with another table that was in another room. And the glass table now makes the room seem so much bigger. We used the red that was in the kitchen to give continuity between the dining room and the living room as well. It really works.
And then looking at the kitchen, when I saw the before shot yesterday, my comment to you was, it looks okay to me. You saw things you didn't like. Show me how you corrected them.
Well, you see, before there was so much on top of the cupboards, and we don't want the eye to go to the top of the cupboards. We want it to go to the counters. You can't sell it if you can't see it, and we want to sell the counters. So we took it almost all off the top of the cupboards. Now we have vignettes on the kitchen counters, which are groups of 3, high, medium, and low, and it really works. And these were Rich's things, lovely things. We just put about 3/4 of them away so we could feature more on the kitchen itself.
And I see Richard has rejoined you there in the kitchen. And Rich, tell me what your impression is, and do you have a sense now that this home might be a bit more marketable?
If I didn't recognize some of the furniture in here, I would say I'm in the wrong place. This is absolutely beautiful. I'm in awe.
Do you like what the ASPs did?
Oh, they did a wonderful job.
Well, that's what we're all about. That's what my book's about, all the easy tips, because we didn't buy anything. These are things that you already had. And all we did was declutter, rearrange, and it's called staging, because the way you're going to sell your house is different than the way you've lived in it.
I'll tell you, it was fun to watch you stage this house. Barb and Rich, thanks so much for taking part in this. It was good having you both on.
Thank you.